Hi, Tarika.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I hope you're able to hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And I am delighted to announce that we are launching for the first time Ideathon 2021. It is a great platform for all to engage with all of you, to understand about your work, to also work together, to seek what kind of aspirations you have with us. So I proudly announce the launch of Ideathon 2021. To take this presentation forward, I would like to invite Mr. Pankaj Taneja. He is currently Head of Business Development for Branded Markets. I will hand it over to him to take you through the presentation next. So over to you, Pankaj.
Thank you, Tarika, for setting the context. Am I audible and visible? Just checking.
Pankaj, you might be on mute. So.
No, I'm not on mute. Can you hear me?
Yes, Pankaj.
Okay, great. So I'll kick off first of all. Tarika, thanks for launching, and I think I'm equally excited that we've launched this today, and it's my pleasure and privilege to be kicking off this presentation. Long back I was in an auditorium sitting at IIM Ahmedabad attending such presentations. A lot has changed since then. I think we have moved to this interesting platform thanks to the pandemic, and with this we are actually able to reach out to many more people at the same time. As I start to introduce what Dr.Reddy's is about and who we are really, I probably want to set up a quick 1-minute context on my journey. Right, after so I have worked for a decade in the industry, and after my IIM Ahmedabad stint, I worked for about 8-9 years in consulting. And then I've joined Dr.Reddy's about more than a year back now. And I can tell you that the journey has been exciting, very satisfying in terms of the growth mandate we are driving here. And it's so heartening to be able to contribute to the growth story, but at the same time, you're able to work alongside truly inspirational leaders and teams and the folks around you. And that's how Dr.Reddy's is wired. And I think that's where I want to take on the next slide, please, where, maybe quickly setting out the foundation with which we started. What you see here is a picture of, our founder, Dr. Reddy. And he's, I'm not fortunate enough to have met him ever, but, he's written a very interesting book called The Unfinished Agenda. And he sets the platform for what's there on this slide. And I'll maybe quote a few things he said there. He says that he strongly believed in innovation, in drug discovery. And he almost felt that this was perhaps a most noble and even, a little bit spiritual pursuit. And it is beyond the bottom line, it's beyond the investor relations. It's a mission. It's a mission to improve the quality of life and the life expectancy itself. And this requires a good science. And I'm again quoting him saying, and for science to be good, he believes that it has to result in affordable medicines. And that's what our ambition, our mission, and our vision is. We are working for the good of the patients to have accelerated access to affordable and innovative medicines, because in 4 words, we say good health can't wait. And as you interact, you will, with most of us, you'll see a glimpse of what we mean really. On the next slide, a quick snapshot of our leadership team. I don't think we have time to go through each of them, but I can tell you this is a highly accomplished team with deep expertise.
Don't look like that anymore.
Prasad, can hear you. Agreed. It's just the graying of hair. Rest, I think, is broadly the same. But I think not just the depth and breadth of the experience of this team. I think it's about how they have come on board and they have scripted their own result stories. They're truly inspirational. Most of the folks have been here for long stints, and it's a great opportunity to learn from all of them as we interact with them in our day-to-day business. Moving to the next slide. So this, I think, important for you to understand how our business segments are structured so that you're able to visualize what we do here. So largely three pillars, right? Pillar number one is around the pharma services and the API business, the active ingredient business we do. And very proud to say that, we are one of the largest API players. The kind of platform we have is highly enviable. And at the same time, to drive innovation, we provide services around research, development, and even manufacturing. The core, the bread and butter is the second pillar, which is our global generics business, which is what makes innovation delivered to patients, to the affordable medicine delivered to patients. We are largely present in about 42 plus countries. North America, Europe are large markets, and so are India, China, Russia, and CIS. And there's a long list of countries will flash soon. And at the same time, we focusing on the unmet, the unmet needs in terms of doing proprietary products work. We focus on developing new products there, and they'll be differentiated, innovative, enhanced delivery of products. And that's what we do with what we call proprietary products group. So that's how we are structured. You should read more about us on our annual report. Some of this comes to life. Moving to the next slide, please. Yeah, this is what I was saying. We are close to 42 plus countries. I think the assets, the hardware really we have is on the right with the well spread out API facilities, formulation plants. We have 9 global R&D centers. Speaking of innovation, that's what we are focusing on today. And we have a state-of-the-art, biologics development centers as well. Moving to the next slide, please. I think none of this is going to be, true if we didn't have the right people leadership focus, right? And that's one of our tenets on which we work on a day-to-day basis. Huge amount of focus on people. As you can see, I'll let you all read, but we have been continuously ranked amongst the great places to work across various forums. Equal focus on diversity. I mean, we are in 42 countries. Needless to say, we have people from over 42 nationalities, and we have been rated in even the Bloomberg Gender Equality Index, and a few other similar accolades you can see in terms of how we have been able to focus on our people development. Moving to the next slide, please. Also, I think trying to highlight on this the humane side of our organization. And what you will see as an essence while you read through some of the initiatives we do, I think there are multiple social initiatives here, and they will largely anchor around education, skilling, and most importantly, enabling the underprivileged, right? And what's really interesting, what stood out for me, and when I see some of these is, a lot of times the focus is a lot on input that we'll do, A, B, C, D, but I think we also have an equal amount of focus on the output that comes in. We have clear metrics with which we try to deliver to the community. As you will see in the school improvement program, more than 60,000 kids across 129 schools we have touched their lives and improved, hopefully. Similarly, even in the livelihood and skilling program, worked with more than 300,000 youth. The rural household program, the neighborhood school program. I think clear delivery and clear focus in terms of making that social impact happen. So I hope try to in these few slides try to capture the vision, the mission, the foundation of the company, the structure, and broadly who we are. A quick snapshot, but would love to engage at other platforms to talk more about what we could not have covered today. That's all from my side. Tarika, back to you.
Thank you so much, Pankaj, for taking them through the entire journey. It really helps to build understanding for all the people who are live here, understanding more about Dr. Reddy's. Thank you so much for that. So I will now move on to the next section of leadership and innovation. And it is a great pleasure, and I'm sure this is once in a lifetime opportunity for all of you to interact with the co-chairman and managing director of Dr. Reddy, Mr. Prasad. So he's here with us. And I'm sure you will, this is the first time that you might be having, such a great leader interacting with all of you live and understand, trying to take you through the journey of the organization. So Prasad, I'm handing over to you. We here have a lot of students who are truly curious to interact with you and understand with you more. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Firstly, I want to say that the company is many things, and it does many things, but most important, a company is about people. It is the people. It's not just about people. It is the people. At Dr. Reddy's, our philosophy is to help people achieve their full potential at Dr. Reddy's. So we provide a platform for all our leaders, all our scientists, all our experts to unleash their full potential and use Dr. Reddy's as a platform to reach that full potential. So, having said that, I think the other important aspect that we want to drive is impact, whether it is our products, our services, the innovation that we do, or the social impact that we do. All of them must lead to outcomes which are good for society, which can create positive impact and make Dr. Reddy's a force for good in this world. I have a few slides. I'll take you through them. I may not cover every aspect of that, but next slide, please. Yeah. So one of the things, all of you business students know fully how companies have faltered by not fully embracing innovation or understanding what is changing in our world, and not being agile enough to embrace innovation and drive and create the future. All the case studies on the left side are well known, and also how innovation has driven non-linear growth for companies in today's world. And as you think about what is happening in the world, all of you understand fully what is happening with the internet, with the digital, with machine learning, artificial intelligence. I think less is known about the impact that is the advances in science, and how digital and science come together to really transform healthcare, medicine, and all of that. If you see the advances that we are making in biology, and how the digital capabilities are helping advance science, there is enormous opportunity to change things in our business as well as in the broader healthcare ecosystem. So I think I don't want to dwell more. All of you understand how innovation is disrupting every part of the value chain. So next slide, please. Oftentimes we think that innovation is outside. Somebody is doing it somewhere else, and we become passive about it. In Dr. Reddy's, we want all our leaders to drive innovation. While, sorry for the background noise, we have a political rally going on outside, and occasionally they are celebrating. So we want our leaders to drive innovation. Who can see what's happening out there in the world and connect the dots to our business, to our operations, to the way we do things, and drive innovation. So in that sense, creating the right culture for innovation, understanding our strategy and connecting innovation to the strategy, all of this are important parts of leaders' roles at Dr. Reddy's. Next slide, please. So this is simply a slide which says what leaders should be doing. And they need to look at internally and externally and find how to connect the dots between where you are and what the future will be. And sometimes innovation takes a very long time. So you need to see how you can create multiple layers of innovation which could deliver short-term value, medium-term value, and long-term value, and do rapid experimentation in areas to drive growth. And this is important that all leaders at Dr. Reddy's create that muscle for innovation at Dr. Reddy's. Next slide, please. Here are some examples of disruptive innovation in healthcare. I'm not going to go through each of them, but certainly technology is making a big difference. But I also want to say that it is not just technology, but it is also the science behind and what is happening there. Well, everybody is pointing towards digital today, and digital is becoming a way of life. There's opportunity there, of course, and also in bringing in the developments of science, rapid clinical trials, innovation at an unprecedented scale, which happened during this pandemic, the speed of innovation, the agility, all of those combine to create value through innovation. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah. So some of the ways in which we've done innovation here are listed here. We use now machine learning and artificial intelligence in many areas. We have a studio which does design thinking and is creating templates for patient journeys, for various journeys, and trying to use tools of digital to automate and enhance the user experience. We also look at going beyond the pill, putting in digital service programs, putting in digital therapies, what are being called as DTX now, which are really using digital to understand patient conditions, patient journeys, and enhancing that journey. And also we are looking at how we can digitize the ecosystem around the patient, healthcare provider, insurance, and all the things that form the healthcare ecosystem. And finally, looking at how we can go direct to customer, help the customer understand his conditions better, and build the connect with the patient. As traditionally, healthcare has been only with healthcare companies engage only with the doctors and healthcare providers. We're now moving that to include the patient in this journey. These are some examples of how we do. Of course, there are many, many ways in which we can bring innovation to the table. Of course, primarily new products for solving unmet needs, helping improve compliance for the treatment regimen, looking at business models, transforming business models, and we are doing a number of experiments there. Improving the supply chain, especially today's supply chain has been deeply impacted by various disruptions, including freight and shortage of chips, shortage of commodities, high cost escalation on many things. Focusing on how we can bring digital to commercial excellence, new ways of working, of course, creating infrastructure with synergies across functions. So there's opportunity to innovate in every part of the value chain, and that is what we expect our workforce to do. Go on next. Of course, we are all driven by our purpose. Pankaj spoke about a lot of that. And of course, impact is what it is all about. So with that, I want to open it to Q&A. Any questions people might have, I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prasad, for emphasizing again on people, innovation, digitization. I'm sure that while people will be creating a lot of solutions, they will incorporate these elements in their solution. So, so what we have done, Prasad and Pankaj, we have collated a lot of questions from the audience, and I'll be reading them out so that they can understand from you directly and you can answer those questions. So I'll just read out first question. Post the pandemic, with an uptick in health consciousness, how innovatively has the different arms of supply chain been tweaked to ensure seamless delivery from the point of sourcing of APIs to the final consumption of medicines? So that's our first question. from the audience?
Who should answer this? Is it you should also ask who should answer this question so that we can appropriately do that.
So this question is for you, Prasad, and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, sure. The process of the healthcare supply chain transformation is not complete. A lot of companies have challenges who have not reacted in the right time. Supply chains are today really broken. We are going to see a lot of shortages. We are seeing that in energy. There's an overemphasis on the API, but the API is less of an issue because these are not, the APIs are generally small volume, high value. So the supply chain itself is not that much of a problem. But commodities, we are seeing a lot of problems. Right from coal to petrochemicals to solvents to basic chemicals, we are seeing a broken supply chain. I think it will take us another 2 to 3 quarters to recover fully from the disruption, and some adjustments will be made. I do think in the future, the supply chains will be re-engineered to be able to react faster to external events. And that includes localizing manufacturing in key markets, modeling what can happen to the commodity cycles and how you can deal with them ahead of time, things like that. But the pandemic was unprecedented, and I don't think anybody was prepared fully, and hence I'm not sure we've completely conquered the challenge.
Sure. Thanks. Thank you so much, Prasad, for answering that one for us. I hope all of you could, person who asked the questions, and I'm sure others might also have a similar question in mind. So I'll just quickly move on to the next question. So Prasad, this question is again for you. India has always been branded by West as the mass producer of generic medicines and hence treated with a perceptive lens of inferiority in quality, despite taking giant strides in pharma R&D. Being an industry stalwart, what is DRL doing to counter that perception?
So first of all, generics doesn't mean low quality. Generics can be very high quality, in some cases even better than the innovator products. So the fact that we are in generics is no reflection on quality or competence. The innovation industry is different. It's not the same as an extension of the generic business. Innovation requires, making innovative products requires a lot of bringing together of a lot of disciplines, and it's a huge cost. Especially if you count the cost of failure in clinical development and the cost of global trials. So while generics, we have really, and I think we have to give credit to the country for the enormous strides we've made in the pharmaceutical industry. In APIs, we really occupy the top space. Even though China is a major force, India has much better record of filings, record of supplies and all of that. And I think we are the leader in the API business. In generics, we are close to being in the leadership position. And if you consider global supplies, I think we are already among the top 2 or 3 countries in the generic industry. These are huge achievements. And they are not because of any lack of quality or anything. I think generics, we've had some issues like every country has had in terms of adapting to global standards, but we are now well ahead in that game. So I wouldn't comment about quality at all. I think Indian quality is as good as anything else out there in the world for generic products. On innovation, I think we are early in the cycle of innovation. You have to realize that India is a young country. The institutions were only formed, few decades ago, and we are getting there. We are maturing. A few Indian companies, even though they are in generics, have invested in research, original research. The academic institutions are still behind if you compare them with the West in terms of research and innovation. The public institutions still need to gear up. This is all government understands this, and they're trying to change the perception and also the reality of research in academia and public institutions. For innovation to work, you need to have robust academic environment where the early stage researchers are done and create a pipeline of scientists who can innovate. We need a lot of risk capital in terms of the VCA funding and early stage private equity funding and all that. That is still ways to go. Indian investors typically want profit-making companies as early as possible, and are still not sure about taking the risk on by building an innovative pipeline. The third one, of course, is capabilities. And of course, we are ramping up on that. So I think in a few years, you will see real tangible innovation coming out from India.
Sure. Thank you so much, Prasad, for answering that. So I will just move on to the next question. Prasad, Pankaj, this question is for both of you. What is your view on the patent policy in the healthcare industry? There was a huge uproar during the pandemic regarding policy being connected to the vaccines, but business sense dictates that companies making a breakthrough, having to put millions in R&D, should be bearing the fruit as well. And now the same is happening with the anti-cancer, anti-diabetic drugs as well, and might continue in future as pharma is getting more into innovation. So overall, what will be your thought on patent policy in the healthcare industry?
Pankaj, do you want to answer?
No, I think, Prasad, you're the best place to take that one.
Okay, thank you. Firstly, I believe innovation must be protected. Otherwise, there's no incentive for any company to innovate or invest money in an uncertain future. So I support patenting of innovation. Having said that, I've also seen tremendous goodwill from companies who owned intellectual property. For all the products that were found to be solutions for COVID, the companies did license out to as many companies as possible without any royalty-free. Gilead for remdesivir, Merck now for molnupiravir, the vaccines. I don't think anybody profited out of the pandemic, if you ask me. So in a way, I think intellectual property is important. In a healthcare emergency like what we had, I think companies will respond, will react appropriately and make product available to the world. Today, I don't think it is the patenting which is stopping us from making the products available to the vaccines or therapies to all parts of the world. It is the ability to make these products, distribute them. It is not the high prices. Similarly, in oncology or in diabetes and all that, you can't have innovation, you can't drive innovation without patents. So I strongly support the patent regime. Of course, companies have to act with conscience, have to think about lives first, and we all do. And today, I think the pharmaceutical industry is a shining example of making products, vaccines available at very low cost to all parts of the world. You think the pandemic would have come to an end without that? I don't think so. And I think pharma companies must be given the due respect because they made their innovations available at no cost, at no royalties. Royalty-free licenses were liberally given to all the companies who could make the products. So I don't see a dichotomy in this.
Sure. Thank you so much, Prasad, for that. So I just wanted to check if we are okay to take one more question or should we move to the next section?
Let's take one question and then I will move. We will move.
Sure. So the next question that I've received is, recently DRL got approval from US FDA for a capsule which is used to treat multiple myeloma, which is a major step for the firm in the US. How do you plan to capture the market dominated by players like Moderna and Pfizer, where just the pricing strategy might not work? So
I don't know the product in question, but if it's a small molecule generic, it is the
product name is lenalidomide.
Lenalidomide, yeah. Now I know. It's a small molecule. The US system automatically goes to the lowest price. So it is generics are driven by price and competition, of course. So the market share automatically shifts to the lower price because reimbursement doesn't happen unless the lowest cost product is prescribed. So this is not an issue at all for the generic market. I think soon as the market opens, the innovator will lose their market share and the generic companies will gain that. So this happens automatically in the US. It doesn't need anything. Substitution to the lowest product is a done thing at the pharmacy level.
Sure.
I think, sir, I understood. If I understood the tone of the question, also the person also wants to ask that we are entering the big boys club. Will we be able to face the competition? And the answer is yes, right? This product is just a case in point, but if you see larger, therapy spaces, let's say oncology, we are the number one Indian company in oncology and number two by rank and number one Indian company, and rest of the top 5 are all international players. So I think everybody has a space. We bring in innovation, incremental innovation, and we also try to bring in the other solutions around beyond the pill, which helps us compete in multiple markets. I'm talking generally, not specifically US. US is a highly price-driven market, and Prasad explained that already. But to answer, if that's the question and that's the kind of hint, I think we are ready to take on the big boys, and we're already in that club.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Prasad and Pankaj, for your time. I'm sure all students are truly excited by hearing from you. So now I'll move on to the next portion of our agenda. That's the quiz. So let's hear from all of you how much you know about Dr. Reddy's. It's a simple quiz. What makes it more exciting is we have some prizes for the winner of this quiz. So just in your mobile, just go to www.menti.com. In that, you will be given a code very soon. And when you log in, please ensure you log in as your name _ institute name, so that we are easily able to identify the winner and we can direct our prizes to the person. Does that work? So please go ahead and log into www.menti.com. So we are just putting up quiz. Just give us a minute while we put on in the sharing screen. Okay, so we are waiting for players to join. Please use this code 8933256. That's your code. And once you join, just log in with your name _ your institute name. And the exciting prizes that we're talking about is Amazon vouchers that you will receive from us. This quiz is like fastest finger first. So please ensure you're on your mobile and you are answering as soon as we are putting up the question. And we can see a lot of you are joining already. Once again, the code for the quiz is 8933256. So should we begin? We'll begin in next 10 seconds. Okay, so now we'll begin the question. So here is our first question. Please answer fast to get more points. How many global R&D centers does Dr. Reddy's have? Let's see. Fastest finger first. I think people are still putting the question on Google. Let's see. So we have approximately 50 people answering as 9. And that's the correct answer. Let's see who's on the top of the chart. Okay. So we have, with highest point, Akashdeep, TIS ODCL is leading. Second, Srijay Bera from IFT Delhi. Not much behind, 932 points. Okay, we have third person also from TIS ODCL. Good. Let's move on to the next question and see who gets the prize today. Again, answer fast to get more points. What is the name of Dr. Reddy's program which focuses on empowering farmers via technology? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. 76 of you have said Mitra, and that's right. Let's see who wins this. 1. Okay, on top of the chart, we have Aranya from MDI Gurgaon. Not much behind is Gurkrit from IAFT. And Suvrat, you're still there. So let's see. You will have a lot of chances. Next 3 questions are all there. So please ensure you answer it quickly and get some prizes. Here we have our next question. Which of the following is not one of the components of our leadership behavior system? Innovation, people leadership, results-driven, good health. Okay, time is almost up. Results-driven is the highest voted, but you were not right. The answer is good health. So 59 of you were wrong, and you could not get points for this. Let's see. After totaling the entire one, we have Adarsh Kumar from IFT leading with 2,379 points. Then we have Chandan from MDI, a little behind with 2,246 points. Come on, guys, we have 2 more questions. Just to let you all know, not only top 2, but top 5 will be can claim their prizes. So we'll let you know how you will be claiming your prizes, but top 5 of you will get the prizes today. What is the name of the integrated outpatient digital healthcare platform at Dr. Reddy's? Time's up. Let's see. Top voted is Shwas, and that's the correct answer. So a lot of you are getting points for this question. Let's see who answered it right. Let me call out the top 5 now. Okay, so Pratiksha, then Avinash, Indrasom Sinha, Samarjeet, and Prasoon. So here are top 5 till now. We have still 1 more question to go to see who wins quiz today. This is your last question. Answer it quickly. Which of the following is a core business segment at Dr. Reddy's? Pretty simple one. I'm sure you will be able to answer. And I want to see a lot of correct answers now. Time's up. Let's see who is there. Okay, so 72 of you have said all of the above, and you are right. Just like I expected. You all have done research on Dr. Reddy's. Let me now announce top 5, and these are the winners for today's quiz. Avinash from IFT with 3,509 points. Second is Indrasom. Third is Divyang. And fourth is Yash. And last is Prasoon. All of you whom I just called out name, please reach out to your PlaceCom and we will be sharing the vouchers with them. And you are the winners of today's Amazon vouchers and winner of the quiz. Okay, so that's about the quiz. Now I will move on to the most interesting part of our agenda, which you were all waiting for, to talk about Ideathon. Okay, let me give you a little overview about the competition that we are bringing to you. This is about it. So in this, what you will be working on, you'll be given themes related to our live business needs. These are some of the live business projects, very, very interesting, which are in the areas of operational excellence, finance, commercial, digital processes, and HR as well. That will be available on the platform. You'll be shared all the details, links, etc. by your PlaceCom very soon after this presentation. You have to form teams of 3 students each. Please submit a 5-slide pitch on a theme of your choice. It can be anything, operational excellence, finance, commercial, anything that you would like to work on as project, you can select and you can submit a pitch in that. 3 students, a team should submit only 1 pitch. Don't submit 3, 4, 5 pitch. Just 1 pitch should be enough for us. And you can submit it to us and we will be evaluating after 7th of November. That means once we release it today, you have time till 7th of November, 2021 to work on this pitch. Please ensure in your solution, you are including elements that are innovative, agile, and implementable. Note it down. This is the key direction to work on the solution. Okay. After this, we will be selecting 8 teams who will present a detailed solution. We will give a format as well to you, up to 15 slides to the leadership council members at Dr.Reddy's. And we will organize this presentation by 21st of November, 2021. So you will get time to work on this presentation after it has been shortlisted. Once your presentation is done of these 8 teams, then you can go, we will be moving on to the next phase. That's the final phase where we will have 4 shortlisted team. You will directly work with mentors from Dr. Reddy's and in the end present to the management council to compete for the top spot. And you have to submit it by 11th of December. I'm sorry for the typo here. It's 11th of December, 2021. 4 shortlisted teams will be competing for the top spot. We will be very, very open to any questions that you might have. Please ensure any questions you have, you direct it to your respective PlaceCom and we will collect all the questions at once. We will ensure that we are answering you within a day so that you can start working quickly on the solutions. For the prizes, the best part, we have a prize of 1.5 lakh plus PPI for winners. For first runner-up, it will be 50K plus PPI for all the members. For the second runner-up, while no cash prize, but you have a bigger prize, all of you will again get a PPI from Dr. Reddy's. So this is what we have today for all of you. This is how the competition looks like. Please write your questions to PlaceCom and we will connect from them. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for attending today's presentation. And I look forward to a very, very good participation. Thanks, everyone.